Hi guys, it's Angela from Angela's Midleaf Crisis again. So today I'm going to try to cross-pollinate my Scalprum with some pollen that I collected earlier this month from my Micholitziana, the green Friedeck. So I don't know if they're like compatible to cross or not, but I'm just experimenting with this Alocasia pollination stuff to see if I can get it figured out. And let's just jump into it. My video setup is not great. I don't know if I'm even in frame. I can't see what I'm videoing at the moment. And so we're just gonna roll with it. Hopefully it's okay. Bear with me because I'm a newbie. So I'm gonna cut this flower open to see if we're receptive on the female. This has opened, so it's gonna start creating pollen real quick, I think. And so I'm going to cut this open and see what we've got inside. And I don't really know if you need to be able to close it back up. Some people cut the whole thing off. Some people cut open little windows. I figure if I'm going to pollinate it, I want to pollinate it all the way around. So I think I'm going to cut it completely off. If pollination takes, what I've read, heard, watched, it won't produce pollen if the pollination takes. So I don't really have to worry about that spilling on it or anything. So I'm going to cut the whole cover of this inflow off and see what we have inside. See how it looks. Probably an X-Acto knife would have been a better option, but I just used my scissors. Come on, I want to open you up. So there are little berries in there, and they are white on the tips. I'm gonna bring this close. I have no idea if this is focused or not, but that's what it looks like. I kind of hoped there was more berries in there than that, but that's what we got. So I don't know. I'm trying it. I'm gonna grab a brand new paintbrush so that I know it's not cross-contaminated with anything that I have previously attempted pollinating or collecting or anything. I usually just throw them away, but there's a couple floating around on my desk that have been around for a while. So I'm just dabbing this where I cut because it's a little bit wet, and I want that to help me pick up the pollen. And I don't know if you can see this down here or not. I'm gonna lift it up carefully. Before the video started, I just dumped some pollen on a little Post-it note. That way I'm not dipping into the little vial and contaminating all of it. I'm just gonna use some, and I don't even know if I need this much. Can you see it on the brush there? I don't know. And then I'm just gonna dab this on each of those little flowery pieces. Try and get all of them and just brush that on there and try to keep track of which ones I've done. This desk here is my potting desk, and it's always a disaster. I cleaned it up a little bit for you, but real life, this is what it is. Some days there's so many plants on this table, I don't even have room to work on what I'm trying to do. I tend to do too many projects all at the same time. Anybody relate? Have that same problem? All right, so I'm just working my way around. Hopefully my hand's not blocking your view. And hopefully I've dabbed all of them. And hopefully they're receptive, because I don't know how you know. And maybe they're not, and maybe it's totally obvious when they are, and I just haven't found the right moment. So I've only tried this a few times, but you gotta keep trying until you figure it out, right? That's what we're doing. And I don't know if you need to really dab or gently dab. But I figure if I was a little bug crawling around, it would be gentle, right? I used a fair amount of pollen, so it also looks like there's a fair amount of pollen on my brush still. Which is probably why you want to throw them away after you use them. I really hope this takes, because I really want to be successful at this and figure it out. All right, well, okay, so I'm gonna label this with my handy dandy label maker. And put that on, because you know I don't always remember. So this is Scalprum with Micholitziana, and today's date is June 27th. So that's all I put on there, was the two specimens, I guess, that we are using, the pollen and oh my goodness, Angela, words. Put this on here. What I use to pollinate it with and when. And then I'm gonna grab one of these little organza bags and just slip it over top so that it's protected and nobody else can contaminate it with anything. And voila, done. You think it'll work? I have no idea if it's gonna work or not, but I hope it works. All right, so this was just a short little video to show you. I'm just kind of trying to document this because a lot of people seem to also be trying to do this. And if we all share what works and what doesn't, we all learn. So that's what I tried today. Hope you have a great night. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back. So I was looking at this alocasia. This is my nobilis, depends on how you want to pronounce it. And this one is flowering also. So many of my alocasias are flowering right now. And so I've been collecting pollen from most of them, and I've only tried to pollinate a couple. So kind of I was building the pollen bank up. So I collected pollen off of this flower a few days ago. So I have pollen from this one, and I think I got quite a bit from this. I'm pretty sure. My Micholitziana is the one that I got them, but it's a big plant. So, and it's a few years old. So man, I got a lot of pollen off of it, but it was the first time it ever flowered. So I was surprised how big the inflow was and how much pollen I got off of it. And it had 2 flowers, and I collected pollen from both of them. So I have a lot of Micholitziana pollen. I was gonna pollinate this one because I thought, okay, well, we tried the other one and it had just, the inflow had just opened, and I brought this over. I was getting ready to do it, and I thought, you know what, let me Google a couple of things. I mean, I've Googled this to death, but let me try it again. So I was just reading, and I've decided I'm gonna wait, but I wanted to make this part of the video anyway, because I think this is the hardest part that I've had trouble figuring out. So I was reading online. I found, I should have looked to see who it was. There was somebody on Instagram posted like a reel or short or story or whatever they're called on Instagram. I'm not a big Instagrammer. Anyway, so she had posted that you wait for the flower to open, which is one of the things I've always thought, because I had read somewhere that you needed to do it before the inflow opened. And I was like, well, then how do the bugs get in there to pollinate things? That makes no sense to me. My logical brain just couldn't accept that. So she did say to wait for the flower to open. And I just read on a Google search, I must have worded it different because I got more information this time. So this time what I read was, yes, wait for the inflow to open. When the inflow opens, you have about a 12 to 24 hour window while the female is receptive. So you really need to be paying attention and watching your flowers and their development and how they're progressing and what stage they're at. So I thought I would cut this one open, and I decided I am going to wait until this thing might be open tomorrow. I also tried to clean up my desk a little so you could see better. And I tried to put those paper towels behind the inflow so that it gave a white background to hopefully see better. So this inflow, I don't think you can see it. Can I zoom in? Does this work? No, not that way. So this is just starting to open right here. Where it overlaps, it's just starting to split. So I'll bet you that tomorrow this opens, which is not great timing because I got a bunch of stuff I got to do tomorrow and I'm not going to be home. And I'm going to check her in the morning, and hopefully I'll catch her in the afternoon, and we'll do a video again tomorrow of this once it's opened. And that one I don't think was open yesterday, the Scalprum that we just did. I don't think it was open yesterday, so we might have actually hit the window on that. So Google said 12 to 24 hours after the flower opens is when the female is receptive. I also Googled, should you remove the spathe, which is this outer part of the flower, or cut the window open? Because in my last video I said, I don't know, some people cut it off, some people make a window. Google says to make the window just to protect the flower and also from damage, and also it might retain more humidity with it closed maybe inside. I don't know. But it said to leave it on there. So maybe we'll cut a couple windows tomorrow. I'll probably do one on both sides so that I can access both sides. Because like I said, I want to try and pollinate the whole thing, right? I mean, you want as many seeds out of this as possible. And you know what? I didn't pick any pollen either. So I guess I'll think about that. I'll think about what kind of pollen tonight to use, because I've got a few to choose from. I've got Ninja, I've got Batwing, I've got more Micholitziana. This one, I could self it. I'd really like to cross something though. And this one gives me so many corms, I don't want to self it. I don't want to self it. I don't need any more of the same thing. So we're trying to create something new here. What else do I have? I'm looking to see what else is flowered. Oh, Silver Dragon? No, because did I collect Silver Dragon? I have a spreadsheet. Let's look at the spreadsheet. Batwing. Oh, Green Shield. We have Green Shield, Micholitziana, Ninja, Nobilis, and Sinuata. So, what do you think? If anybody watches this tonight, leave a comment. Tell me what pollen you think we should use, and I'll let you choose, because I have a really hard time picking and deciding. Sinuata might be interesting. I don't know what traits get passed and how all of that works, and I don't even know which ones are compatible. Could do Batwing, but Batwing is so tall, so tall. Can you see my bat? Maybe I'll turn you so you can see the Batwing over there. I don't know if you can see it. Where is it? It's too hard to see. It's in there. Maybe you picked it out, but it's in there. So anyway, yeah, I do a lot of thinking while making the videos, but I just talk things out, talk things through out loud. It helps me kind of process and think a little bit. But you guys can pick. I really have too much trouble picking, so put it in the comments. Let me know which one you think I should use. Your options again are Batwing, Green Shield, Micholitziana, Ninja, Nobilis, and Sinuata. Okay? Those are your options. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll try it. See you tomorrow. Bye.